Hi, my name is Moses Parker, and today I will be talking to you about cognitive and language development. Have you ever spoken to a little baby in a very animated voice? Compare that voice to how you would talk to an adult. What are the differences? What are the reasons why you talk to adults differently than you talk to children? Have you ever had lower expectations for a young child? When they made a mistake, you've been a little bit more patient with them. Why is that? The question that we would like to answer today is, what are the stages of child and adolescent development? Before we continue, I'd like to talk about a few key concepts. Cognition. Cognition is conscious mental activities. These things are things such as working through a math problem or interpreting the smell of fresh bread. All right, it's things that we're aware of that are happening, and these processes become more and more under our control as we develop. Language is the signs and words that people use to communicate with each other, just like I'm speaking to you today, or someone saying hi or goodbye, or even in another language. And also, a crowd applauding someone at a performance is a mode of communication that shows the performer that the crowd appreciates what they've just done. And finally, adolescence. Adolescence is the period after childhood but before adulthood. An example of this could easily be many middle school students and most high school students. Next, I would like to talk about John Piaget. Piaget was a Swiss developmental psychologist who is best known for his studies on children. He proposed that children and one other tenet is the concept of object permanence. Children quickly learn by age 2 that objects don't necessarily not exist anymore just because they can't see them. For example, a person at a bus stop, the bus comes by, the person gets on, the bus leaves, and the person is gone. The kid will understand that that person did not actually vanish or no longer exist. They understand that that person is somewhere else. Between ages 2 and 6, children are now in the pre-operational stage. In this stage, children are able to represent other things with words or images. For example, if a child encounters something that's hot, a child could simply say, hot. Another characteristic of this stage is children have some reasoning skills, but not beyond what they can see. What children still lack in this stage is reversibility. So they may be able to add 2 and 2, but they might not be able to reverse the same process. And finally, children also lack the ability to understand conservation, which means if you have two items that are the same weight or the same mass or the same length, if they look different, the child will perceive them as essentially different. The third stage is the concrete operational stage, which takes place between ages 7 and 11 years old. Children no longer lack problems with reversibility or problems with conservation. In this stage, children have abstract thoughts. They're able to see the world in many different ways, and they're able to ponder different ideas. They're able to think much further beyond what they actually see. Children also have the ability to think transitively. All right? An easy example, if A equals B and B equals C, then C must at the same time equal A. All three are equal. All right? And then finally, children also develop hypotheses, which they can test and change. The fourth and final stage of cognitive and adolescent development, according to Piaget, is the formal operational stage. In this stage, children 12 through adulthood are able to think much like you and I do today. They're able to see the world very clearly. They're able to really synthesize. I just want you to think and write down how you would talk to the following people: a 6-month-old baby, a 3-year-old child, a 10-year-old child, and finally